and they have to get it back to the bank usually 5 days before the settlement is due. Now we've got 7 days from finance approval till settlement date. So can you see how that's going to be stressful, not only for us but for her as well. So by the time that, even if we got the loan approved within the 14 days, we've only got really 5 working days to get it settled. So that's documents to solicitor, prepared by solicitor, mailed to client, signed and witnessed by client, back in the mail and back to the bank in time to settle. And they normally want 5 days prior to settlement. So we're going to be on a hiding with nothing with that one. She's probably going to have to get an extension. And she may or may not get one. Depends on the vendor. Now the agent who wrote that contract should have known better than to put 21 days to settle. Should have. But they didn't. So we're going to try and work with that. But it's going to be tough. She's got funds in the UK, in a UK bank account, which she's got to get her transferred to Australia. So there's all sorts of time wasters in there, and we're already on 3 weeks to get it settled, so tough one. So there's one of these in the packs, contract of sale. So if anyone wants to have a look, no, they're not. Blank one here, if anyone wants one, we'll make a copy for you. I often, when we sit down at our pre-approval meetings or our heads-up meetings, a lot of times I'll go through one of these and make one into a cheat sheet. What clauses to put in, what things to check, what things to watch out for. And then use it as a cheat sheet so when you're making an offer. That's pretty much us on time, I think, yeah?
Questions?
There's probably a lot of things that I could cover, and a lot of it we normally would cover at an appointment, at an interview. We normally like to allow between 1.5 hours and 2 hours for a pre-approval because you have lots of questions and we cover a lot of ground. But in the interest of trying to stay on time tonight, has anyone got any questions for me?
Am I allowed to ask one?
Sure.
I just come across one recently where a client had got a loan and then wanted to refinance within a sort of very short time, 3 to 4 month period after, because they just took whatever they could get until they got into the home.
Yep.
And then obviously mortgage insurance was applicable at the time.
Yep.
And then when she's gone to refinance or change even the loan type, they're listing her again. So the mortgage insurance is one off for that loan.
That's true. Mortgage insurers are the enemy. They have no sense of humour, they shouldn't be allowed to breed. Especially don't breed one with credit analysts, that's just the worst. However, if you paid mortgage insurance that's specific to that loan, to that property, if you either A, discharge the loan within 2 years, or the loan to value ratio drops below the mortgage insurance threshold, so in other words, the loan to property value drops below 80%, you can claim a refund on the mortgage insurance. Now it's case by case. Mortgage insurers have got no sense of humour. They may not honour the refund, but it is available to claim.
So what you're saying
up to 2 years.
If you get a loan, you have to pay the mortgage insurance, and then you win the lotto, and you want to dump 100,000 on that.
You could put in a claim to get your mortgage insurance premium back.
Okay.
Likewise with yours, if you're going to refinance in 3 or 4 months, yes, you would pay the mortgage insurance again on the new loan.
See, I might have had a really super deal.
But you may be entitled to claim back the mortgage insurance on the first one. Now, the weird part about that is there's really only 2 mortgage insurers. There's GE, Genworth, and there's QBE. That's it. They mortgage insure everybody. So a lot of times when people they get their loan, they put it up to say Commonwealth Bank. Commonwealth Bank said, no, we're not going to give you the loan. Damn. Why was it the client? Oh, mortgage insurer said no, because it was a 90% lend. So they go, oh, none of that. I'll go to NAB. Guess which mortgage insurer they use? The same one as Commonwealth. So you just wasted that because it's going to be the same mortgage insurer and they'll decline it again. So, given that there's 2 mortgage insurers, you've got to watch who you use. If there's an issue with one, you'd use a different bank. So, Commonwealth, NAB, Westpac, St George, use GE. ANZ, Suncorp, Bankwest, use QBE. So if you have a failure with one, go to a different bank, use a different mortgage insurer, and the 2 don't talk. Some lenders use both. So Adelaide Bank use both. ING use Genworth. There's a few. I'd have to get the matrix out to remember who's who. But with that, some of those lenders, we can actually nominate which mortgage insurer we want it to go to. So we know if there's an issue with one mortgage insurer, we put on the application, please submit the mortgage insurance with QE, because Genworth has a problem as well. So you can get around it, but education is the trick to avoiding those problems.
Any other questions?
All good?
Hypothetical.
Yeah.
Bought a house in '94.
Yeah.
Okay, got the $7,000 at that time home grant.
Yeah.
Okay, 6 months later, well, around about 6 months, I found that I couldn't afford it at that time.
Yep.
So I rented it out, no problems that side of the fence. Still got it now.
Yep.
Now, am I entitled to any government eligible government grants? That's the word I was looking for.
No.
Oh.
Have you owned property prior to July 2000?
Yeah, okay.
You're out.
You said that.
I'm
I
the
thought
same.
there was just another one in there.
I'm the same. I had a property in Sydney back in years ago, and I didn't get the grant then, and I didn't get it.
Not getting it now.
So I didn't get any grant because I owned property.
Oh.
But that Office of State Revenue one is a good one to go and you can check your eligibility on that as well.
No chance I'd forget. Hey.
Another question, Mayor?
Look, on the application form, it's it's a declaration. You can put on the declaration what you want, and you're signing off on it.
Yeah, no.
Up to you how you want to approach that. They might not find it, but if they do, they'll probably disqualify you. So,
if you're going to get disqualified, you get disqualified.
yeah. Yeah. I've had people go, look, my advice to them is, look, claim it yourself. Just put it in and send it to the Office of State Revenue. Claim it direct. Don't even worry about going to the bank, and just claim it direct from the Office of State Revenue. You want to give it a go?
Mary, do you have a question?
To get around that, if you had had that, because you hadn't had a grant, but you owned property prior to that cut-off period, could you have bought it in Vicky's name only?
No, because I've had one as well.
No, but just say you hadn't. Could you have bought it in one name and that person being eligible?
Very good question. There was a loophole.
Yes.
The loophole has since closed.
Okay.
Question says, is each applicant and their spouse or de facto a person who has never owned a resident property prior to July 2000 or post July 2000? Right? Now, this is where the loophole comes in. The definition of a spouse for the purposes of the Office of State Revenue is de facto more than 2 years. Right? So, the definition